Hello, my name is Tylluan Penry. I'm a solitary pagan witch, I'm an author and the founder of the Wolf and Howl Press. Today's little chat touches on something I did raise in an earlier talk in this batch of talks. If you're wondering how you know which talk is which batch, look at my shawl. They're all recorded together if they've all got the same colour shawl on. There we are, there's a secret. Today's little chat is something I talked about in an earlier talk about wisdom, about being wise. Witches need to be wise. It's not about what cloaks we wear, what shawls we wear, what jewellery we wear, doesn't matter. A good witch, a sensible witch, strives to be wise. And this is all part of our spiritual growth. I think it was the poet T.S. Eliot who said something along the lines of that we lose knowledge in the pursuit of information. I think he started off by saying we lose wisdom in the pursuit of knowledge and we lose knowledge in the pursuit of information. And it is really a wonderful thought to start paying a little attention to it. And if we start at the bottom of this, obviously information. Oh right, we've got information. And this is a great time to do it because at the time of recording this we have this idea of alternate information, which is really another word for facts. Not facts. Start that one again. It's really another word for facts that have got completely sidetracked. They are in fact lies. Now if you look at the idea of facts, never mind alternate facts or alternative facts, you have misinformation, disinformation and propaganda. And they are very distinct. You know, misinformation is when somebody says, oh, I'll see you at the bus stop. Well, they're not at the bus stop because they couldn't make it. Somebody phoned just as they were going out and you reached the bus stop and they're not there. It's misinformation, if you like, very low key. It's just a genuine mistake. It was something they couldn't do, or perhaps they told you the wrong bus stop, or they said the bus stop and they meant the train station. There's no malice behind it. Disinformation is where somebody says, I will meet you at the bus stop, but actually they have no intention of being at the bus stop. They know there is no bus stop, but they've said there's a bus stop. That's a good example. Or perhaps they're saying, I'll see you at the bus stop because I'm going to go off and burgle your house while you're looking for me at the bus stop. A bit mean, but you know, that's an example. There is a malice behind it. And propaganda, of course, is a much more organised form of disinformation, where you are really deliberately misleading people. That's where the alternative facts turn up. Propaganda, lies. Now, as witches, we need to be aware that not all information is equal. You have to look at where does the information come from. For example, quite often in the winter the papers, well certainly last year, they were saying we're going to have the coldest winter ever. And you're like, okay, so you read the article and say in an online newspaper and you discover experts say. Well, expert is a red rag to a bull as far as I'm concerned, because I'd like to know which experts, please. I don't have a problem with experts, I respect their expertise. But I don't trust it when someone says, listen to this, believe this because an expert has said it. Well, I'd like to know who, please, who said it. And quite often you'll find out it's quite a bizarre source. It may be somebody who's setting up their business in weather prediction or something, and they've got no skills, and sometimes the firm itself is very suspect. But it's put out there as fact. There may be no malice behind putting it out there, but it's careless and it's not good information. Not all information is going to be equal. I mean, for example, you may trust a London taxi driver to take you unerringly through London in the rush hour, but you wouldn't expect him to lead you up the north face of the Eiger. They're different things. It's horses for courses. When we come then past the idea of information and we get into knowledge, well, knowledge it has its problems as well, because it may be based on very shaky, very flaky information. So we do have to be careful about that. Where does the knowledge come from? Is it a reliable source? Is it a good source? And we also have to bear in mind that knowledge does change. I always remember somebody, a neighbour, many years ago, and she was a bit of a know-it-all, and she gave me this very old book, complete book of knowledge, which is a bit bit optimistic, but still. There you are, she said, that's for the children. I said, oh, thank you. And it was very old as well. I mean, it was interesting as a curiosity, but in terms of what it contained, it was way out of date. It was woeful. And she said, oh, well, knowledge never changes. And I thought, no, it does actually. Knowledge changes a lot, because back in the 50s and early 60s, for example, mothers who had morning sickness were told, take this, it's very good for you, it'll stop the morning sickness. It was a drug called thalidomide. Knowledge changes, don't forget. And so that's another one. And of course it depends who's presenting the knowledge, what is their bias, what are they trying to say. There are lots of people who set themselves up as scholars, and you know, yes, they may be scholars, it doesn't mean they're actually going to tell you things that are true. They're going to put their own little spin on it. And then we have wisdom. Wisdom is what a wise witch aspires to. You aspire to be wise. You work towards it. You are trying very hard to learn the difference between these things. You know, there was a great meme doing the rounds on Facebook at one time. I never found the source of it, so I'll tell you this, it's good, but I don't know where it came from originally. It said there is knowledge and there is wisdom, and the difference between them is compassion. And I think that's very true. Whoever said it, bless them, very good. So, that is what a wise witch, that's what you're trying to be. A wise woman, a wise witch, a wise man. And in my next little talk, I'm going to try and discuss a few ways we can begin to cultivate wisdom. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I've waffled on quite long enough. Thank you. Goodbye.